Right. So let me see today the organizing text in HTML. So yesterday, last class, we have seen working with text. Now we'll be see organizing text in HTML. Okay. Now we have different types of elements under this as well. So please make a point, make a note here. Organizing text in HTML. These are the subheadings or the content which you need to be write in the examination. Make a note. I'll wait for a 1 minute. So under this organizing text in HTML, it is the introduction part, allowing word breaks, defining the pre-formatted text, defining the div element, defining the span element, formatting text in tables, Ruby element, list elements, and finally we have some sort of examples. So introduction part followed by allowing word breaks, followed by defining pre-formatted text. Pre-formatted text, how we can be do with the help of PRE element. Defining div element, defining span element. Div consisting of a block of lines, we can apply this div elements. More than one line of text, we can apply the div. If it is a single line of the division, at the time we can go for span. Tables, Ruby element, list examples. And among this, we have few of the concept already we have seen. Let me go little bit. So intro part, like organizing text in HTML, is for performing some arrangements, rearrangement, making, applying some styles for a paragraph. Now under this, the first topic is allowing word breaks. For allow word breaks, we are going to using WBR, where we can insert this WBR. If we have a big word without breaking is required, then you can use WBR to, if you are making a word break, it will be for a big word. I'll show you one example. The longest word which we have, approximately it is a 200 characters longest word. So if you want to break that words, you can use WBR. If you're not using, continuously display that. So the difference between BR also be there. It will be break the line, whereas to break the word, WBR. So BR will break the line, whereas WBR will break the word. That only the difference between that. The next topic under this organizing text in HTML is defining the pre-formatted text. Pre-formatted text, the meaning here is, however you are writing in the HTML code, the same thing want to be reflected on the page. For example, if you give spaces, normal manual spaces, while you are writing any paragraph, when you are presenting any paragraph, if you give manual spaces over there, it will not allow you, it will not allow you to make that spaces. Automatically will display line by line. If you want to be display as it is, however you are writing in the HTML code as it is, when you want to be display over there, then you can use that text in between the tags of pre, opening tag and closing tag. The attributes, like already we discussed, class ID is the common, language, style, this direction, under which direction you can, and title. The next topic is div. Div purpose is for dividing some sort of a paragraph, making apply any style, applying any alignment, apply any arrangement, rearrangement for a particular block of text, then you can use div element. So div element is going to be using for division of element, which can apply for CSS purpose. For to create a paragraph, for that paragraph, when you want to be apply a style for entire paragraph, instead of a one line, two lines, when you want to apply for entire paragraph, then at the time you can use div element. Now the attributes under div are like ID, class, style, language, title, direction, right? And coming to the span, the next topic, span element is representing inline content. that is multi-line character or multi-line container. This is inline container. Span apply for single line. The same attributes whatever we have for the div, this also be same. The next topic is tables. So already we have discussed tables, how to create a table with the help of table element, how to insert a row with the help of tr, how to insert a heading for a table th, how to insert a record or a data into a particular row or a field is with the help of td. So table can be created with table element, and a row can be created with tr, row data can be entered with td, and headings can be write as th, right? And also we have some sort of if you want to give captions for a table, you can use caption element. You can use caption element. Okay. So next subtopic under this organizing text in HTML is defining Ruby. Ruby element is exclusively for making some chemical type of equations or big mathematical notations. When you want to represent any annotations want to represent in the web page, then Ruby element can be used. Okay. Ruby consisting of two sub elements. One is RP, another is RT. Like table consisting of TRTD. RP is for parentheses. You use the for parentheses, it will be use RP, because an equation consisting of any mathematical equation consisting of in the parentheses the sub equation like this. When you want to be insert inside that parentheses any text, you can use RT. So RP for the parentheses, RT for in the Ruby text you want to insert in the Ruby parentheses. When you want to insert any text, you can use Ruby text. So RP stands for Ruby parentheses, RT stands for Ruby text. And we have the unique attributes compared with div and spam is columns, COLS, and we have style. Okay. And next subtopic under this is list. Hope in the word you have remember the bullets, the numbering bullets, also some different style of bullets, small Roman bullets, capital Roman bullets, filled circle bullets, disk bullets, like this different bullets will be there when you are preparing the Word documentation. In the same fashion, when you want to create a list onto the web page, we are going to using li, list. So what type of list you are going to using, that type has to mention whether your two types of list we are having, ordered list and unordered list. Ordered list will represent with OL, unordered list will represent as UL. Okay, so this two are order and unordered. Order in the sense like the numbering, Roman, small Roman, such type of things will becomes under OL. Unordered in the sense like filled circle, disk type of things, like flower type of bullets, such type of things will comes under UL, unordered list. Okay. Now I'll show you examples one after the other. Now what we have learned just now, these are the simple topics. Don't be think it will be big ones. Simple line of elements. We have discussed word breaks with the help of WBR, pre-formatted text with the help of TRE, div elements with the help of div, span elements with the help of span, table elements or table TR, TD, TH, and Ruby consisting of two sub elements RP and RT. Ruby parenthesis, Ruby text. List consisting of two types, order list, unordered list, OL, UL. When you want to insert the text inside the list, you are using LI, right? So these are the basic knowledge where we just don't talk about the organizing text in HTML. I'll show you some example for WBR. See, this is a word which want to be break the word. So see the total word. This is a big word. We are having more than similar of more characters. This is a one big word. For this word, when you want to break at some points, you can use WBR. Wherever you want a break for the word, you can use WBR. We'll see the output. So if you are going to be using that directly, if you are mentioning, it will be like this without having any breaks. If you are using WBR, and also it is browser dependable. I already told you that some of the elements maybe not work in Opera or not work in Chrome, not work in IE. Maybe some works in Firefox, some works in in IE, some not works in firewalls. Like this, it depends on the browser. Browser dependable, advanced versions also, because it's a advanced elements, so it will be supportable for the advanced browser as well. Okay, so don't be think that whatever the older versions, if you are using the browser and when you are running the programs in your laptops or in your desktops and you are thinking that the program is wrong, no, it depends on browser. Okay, so for pre-formatted, see the example for pre-formatted, what we are doing here, this text is a fixed pitch font and it preserves both spaces and line breaks. So this is the text. Normally the first line will start after the 8-character space. Hope you are visible this. 8-character space is there. After that the line is started. This text is. And after that next line will start in the starting. Next line starts with the next line. Fourth line starts with the first both. Again we have a 3 spaces. Again spaces on the line breaks. If you are not using pre, means automatically it will display as this text is a fixed pitch font and it preserves both spaces and line breaks. Continuously it prints. If you are using this one, the same style, how many number of spaces you are giving, how many number of the new lines you have given in this between the PRE starting tag and ending tag, the same style it will be displayed over there. See the output, the same as it is. If you are remove this pre and observe, run the program, how the output will look like. So this is without pre. See, I have given the same, just I removed pre starting tag and ending tag. Now how the output look like? See, in the single line it displays. So if you want to display as it is, however you're representing in the program of HTML, same should be reflected in the web page, then you can use PRE element. The next example is div. For div elements, please focus a little bit more here, because some styles we are going to using here. We have a ID styles, class styles, we'll talk about in CSS. For time being, please try to understand how we are representing the styles, internal styles. Internal styles in the sense, between the head starting tag and ending tag, we are representing the styles. Again, styles are many types, like ID style, class styles, different types of styles are there. Among this, here we are using here the dot login form. See, I am representing a styles here. For time being, try to understand this. Anyhow, soon in the 4 or 5 classes, we'll start the CSS. Style, starting tag, and ending tag is there. Here, ending tag. In between this, what we are representing is, we are writing some styles. Like for example, this is dot, we are giving a name. When you are using a dot here, then it represents class style. This is a class type of style. Whenever, wherever, like most of the elements you have seen, the attributes are class. Hope you remember. For pre, for div, for span, most of the elements we have attributes like class, ID, lang, style. These are the attributes. Now we have an attribute called as class. Whichever the element, if you are using class equal to login form, then automatically for that element, its styles will be applicable. What are the declarations we have given in the style? Padding is 10 pixels. Border is 1 pixel with solid pink color. Border radius is 10 pixels. The width is 300 pixels. Margin top is 10 pixels. So these are the minimum style declarations we have given for a class called as login form. How you are calling this is a class style? If you are representing a dot in front of that name, then it is a class style. If you are representing hash, then it indicates ID style. Okay, so try to understand for time being, this is a class style because it started with dot followed by login form. It's not mandatory login form, you can use any name. And each declaration already I have discussed many times. Declarations ends with semicolon, like the declarations in Java, other programming languages. So here padding colon 10 pixels. So padding and this is colon 10 pixels. So here in this declaration, we have the attributes followed by value. Now this attribute and followed by the value. Now this is, we are going to be reading here, separated attribute and value with colon. So again, I am using one more class called as form heading. In this class, I am talking about the background color. This is the attribute. background color is red, one declaration, and normal color is white, and padding is 4 pixels, and text alignment is center. Clear? This is the second class I have used over here. The second class I have used over here is this. The third class is SUB. In the SUB class, I am using the background color is red and padding is 7 pixels. This is the padding. The 4 direction. The padding in the sense 4 direction. 4 the directions over here. 7 pixels, 40 pixels, 7 pixels, 40 pixels. This width and height are 4 directions and color is white. Font weight. Font weight is nothing but the weight of the font is bold, normal, italic we can use. So these are different values for font weight. We'll talk about in the font styles. Margin left is 70 pixels. Border radius is 5 pixels. So how many classes we have used here in this style? First class is login form. Second class is form heading. Third class is sub. So these are the 3 classes. You can use any number of classes. It depends on your requirement. You can use only 1 class or 2 classes, or instead of the classes, what you can also do is you can use the style attribute, style equal to, in the double quotation, mention in that same element the total whatever you require, right? So if you mention that one only for that particular element, it applicable. If you are making is in a class, whichever the element using the help of class equal to form heading, automatically they can be apply this style for that element. So with the help of classes, there is a chances for reusability. And coming to the body, the div class login form. So we are using for a division here from here to the last. This is for enter this one. This style class will be applicable. Login form. So for H3 tag, please log in. I am using form heading. Form action equal to. So forms we'll talk about in upcoming classes. Form element. It consisting of 2 attributes: action, method. Action in the sense whenever method is, we can have a post and get. Post and get methods we'll talk more about in PHP, where when we want to be get some information from the server, we can use method equal to get. When you are sending to the server, you can use method equal to post. Action is equal to login servlet. So action equal to login servlet we are going to be using over here. Login servlet is a program. Whenever you are going to be click on that particular action, particular method, it will be do the action is login servlet. Later we'll talk about much about the action and method. No bother about that. Just focus on how we are giving a division. So here the division started. Now table, a row is created. First column is email. First column this is. Second column is input, and email is a label. Here for just a heading, TD. The second column is a input element. Type is email, TD, end of the row. Second row we are inserting password, type equal to password, end of the row. Third row we are merging a call span, applying some style, that is center, and we are applying for this call span, the third row, having a class sub. Already we have a style class equal to sub, type equal to submit button, value is login. So we are giving this and applying this style. So in this example, you need to be observe how a division is created, how the class styles are applying, how a inline, these are called as inline styles. If you are applying style attribute within a element, then it's called as inline style. If you are using your style in between the head starting tag and ending tag, that are called internal styles. If you save that styles in a separate file, save as that file into .filename.css. If you are using with the help of the link element, if you are linking to your HTML program, then it is called as external styles. That's for time being, understand this. End of the table, end of the form, end of the division, body, HTML. So that's how we are going to using division. So see the output for this is the total you are consider here. To observe carefully, see we are applying a division for login form. What you have defined in the login form, we are creating a padding of 10 pixels, border 1 pixels, solid pink, border radius 10 pixels, width so and so, margin top is so and so. That's first we have created a border. Inside that border we are going to be inserting the rest of the things. How we are going to inserting the rest of the things? See here. This is the output. This is the border we have created first initially. Again, in the first row, the login page with pink color. Next second row, email, password, login. Like this also we can design clearly. And next example is span. And this is only how the style you are going to be designed. How you are going to be design the style. That's talk about in the style class. So how you are representing the values, attributes and respective values, that shows that reflected on your output. It's not just like that it came. You are applied also form heading. In the form heading class, what you have written, background color is red, color is white, text color is white, padding is 4 pixel, text alignment is center. So where you applied this, you have applied in this H3 for this please login. This is H3. For this you are applying a class of style form heading. So please login will comes in the center with a border, background color is red, the text is white, padding is 4 pixels. Like this you are going to defining that style. So based on that only the output look like this. This is a border having a background color with red. The text, the color text is color means text color is white. Like this you can applicable. And span is, as I said you, it is an inline element. When you want to apply for a single line, this is a paragraph, apply a color of the hexadecimal 2FF0000. You can apply for a single line, means inline. Again for this is another paragraph, applying a color 8866FF. So another example on tables. Tables, as I said you, we are creating a table with border. If you put border value equal to 0, table borders will be no borders, means 0. And we are creating a row. Under the row, in the first row, I am creating 2 elements, means 2 columns, H1 Chini and 5000. Second row, another 2 columns. Third row, another 2 columns. Like this, you can create a table with the help of a table element, and a row can be created with the help of tr. A data can be inserted in the row with the help of td. Clear? This is the output, how it looks like. Okay. And coming to the Ruby example. Ruby, this is a complicated equation. If you want to display such type of things, you can use RP, the parenthesis. RP to insert this parenthesis, and RT, this is something. If you want to display a text, Ruby text, RT, starting tag and ending tag. And when you want to display parenthesis, you can use RP, starting tag, ending tag. In between that, you can use left parenthesis. When you want to closing parenthesis, in between RP, starting tag, ending tag, you can use closing parenthesis. End of the Ruby, end of the body. This is a simple example for Ruby. Another examples on unordered list. In unordered list, if you see, as I said, you 2 types of list we are having: order list, unordered list. Order list in the sense where you can have a numbering, Roman number, small Roman, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this numberings will be there. If you have an unorder, it will be have the disk, filled circle, flowers, like this. So we are using unorder here, the example, type equal to disk. If you want a circle type of bullets, you can use type equal to circle. You are using disk type of bullets. Again, I already told you that to insert the list data, we are using li. Like how we are inserting the data in the table, td. Here to insert the text, you are using li. Li, beetroot, ginger, potato, radish. These are the 4 lists of type disk. End of the under list. See the output? The 4 will be filled disk. This is a disk we are using. If you are using type equal to another symbol like hyphen symbol or any other, it will display as hyphen bullets. If you see order list type equal to 1. If you are using 1 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are using type equal to small I, small Roman I, it displays I, double I, triple I, 4. That is small Romans. If you are using capital I, it displays capital Romans. Like this, the type decides how the list has to display. See the output of this order list. It is started type equal to 1. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lists are there. 4 numbers are there. See the definition list. Definition list talks about with the help of DL. DL is the definition list where to enter the text inside or to make a type of that data or definition. The definition DT can be used for the heading. For entering of the data in table, we are using TD. For entering of the data or text inside the definition list is DD. DD for entering the definition data, and this is the definition type where it is a heading, and DL is the definition list. For what purposes we are going to using this DL, DT, DD means if you want to display a definition on a page like HTML definition, you can use DL, starting tag, ending tag. In between that one, represent DT, first the heading, for what type of definition you are. The DT has mentioned, the definition is HTML. Give the answer for that definition, HTML definition, with the help of DD, starting and ending. And if you want another definition, you can use DT, and again you can use the same, and again the definition for this HTTP. How the output look like is HTML, this is a definition, DT, and DD. This is the answer. This is DT, this is DD. Okay, clear? If you are using nested list within the list, like you are started under unordered list, you have a list to list coffee, tea. Again, if you have a another sub list over this, again you can use unordered list. Which type of tea you like, black tea or green tea? Like this, you can use, and milk. See, a nested list, coffee, tea, milk is the normal parent list. Again, tea consisting of a nested list, black tea and green tea. If you want sub type of bullets, you can use nested list. Okay. So that's about